Hello, welcome to Pantheon of the Geeks. This is the first of our Malifaux related videos that we're going to do. And the first one we're starting with Nicodem and his crew, which is now called Open Graves. That's the second edition box. These are the first edition models, which are all painted up already. I've had for a while. You see it very well now. I'll do a quick showcase at the end of each video, just showing you what they look like. But that's Nicodem. That's Mortimer. There he is. So these bases, I use various things for these bases. I think that's a Warhammer skeleton shield he's actually stood on. I also use bits of wood and stuff to make it look like caskets. That's one of the 3 punk zombies you got with the original set. And we've got punk zombie number 2. There he is. And we've got punk zombie number 3. All complete with samurai swords. And this guy, this is the totem for Nicodem, which is just basically a vulture, which you can have up to 2 of. And that came separate to the original box set. The original box, I think it was £19 I paid for the original box set. That was a few years ago now. And then we painted these up and we played quite a few Malifaux games, and then boxed it all away safely, and haven't really been back to Malifaux since. This is our first time we've been back to the second edition. Haven't played any second edition games, but these are the first of the second edition models that we've got. So this is Open Graves. The back gives you like a CAD file picture of the box, so the model should look pretty much like that when we open it. A lot of shine coming off the lights there. So we'll get this open now. Okay, so here is the box, and we're going to open it to find out what the sprues look like inside. So if you've watched any of the previous videos, I picked these up in Manchester from Fanboy 3. There's a lot of cool stuff in there, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot of magic stuff.
A lot of magic, a lot of board games, a lot of X-Wing, a lot of some Games Workshop stuff. Not a lot.
Random games as well.
War Machine, Warhammer Hordes.
Yeah.
There we go, there's the box with a bit less reflection from the lights on it. There's the CAD files. No, that's still reflecting. There we go. That's what they should look like. So we'll get that open. And if you've never seen a Malifaux sprue before, it's a little bit different to the Games Workshop ones. There we go. Douche. Pack of cards. Throw them in a minute. Some foam. Instructions are online, so I shouldn't need them. It's very straightforward. And there's the sprue with all the models on. So it's a much finer looking sprue than we used from Games Workshop. The detail is pretty good on these. Pretty good. There we go. So they are nice models, and they're quite brittle looking models, and they are quite brittle when I put them together in the past. You've got to be careful with them. They're not as robust as the Games Workshop models. They're pretty well detailed. I don't think they're quite as sharp detailed as Games Workshop models for plastics, but they're not that far off, to be honest. And what we'll do now is we will stick these together. We see you also get some bases in there. You get the lipped sort of edged bases, and you get the cards for Malifaux in there as well, which should have, we'll open these up, should have Mortimer, Nicodem, there it is, and 3 punk zombie cards. 2 and 3, and the totem for him, which is the vulture. They are in there, and you also get the relevant cards there for upgrades. And I think just the upgrades. Yeah, these are just the upgrades for the gang. Doesn't have any of the, I can't remember what they call objectives or special orders or whatever they call them now. These are just the the upgrades for this particular gang of guys. So that one can be given to Nicodem and Mortimer. That one can be given to Mortimer, which is his favourite shovel. And the Necrotic King goes to Nicodem. And again, Nicodem, Reaper's Grin, Shadow's Embrace, and Undertaker. So if you've never played Malifaux, basically you have these soulstone costs, which is basically like your points cost from Warhammer or whatever, and you set a value, so say 30 for the gang or whatever, and then both sides pick a gang up to that amount. So as you can see, the Punk Zombie is worth 7. There it is, 7. And there's 3 of them. So a quick mathematical, 21. Yep. The Vulture is worth 3, that's 24, and Mortimer, where is he? Is worth 9. So that's what, 33? 33 points. And you don't pay a cost for your leader, basically. The soulstone cost in the corner there is a cache of stones that he has to use during the game. But so basically your leader's free, and you'll generally have one leader. But you can have henchmen, sometimes henchmen can lead. It gets a bit complicated. No, it doesn't. It's actually quite a simple game to play. That's like 33, did I say?
Yeah.
And then of course you can use these upgrades as well.
I noticed Mortimer had a cache as well of about 4.
Cash. Yeah, because you can either use a henchman as a leader, in which case you use the second figure, so he wouldn't cost 9 points, and if he was leading the group. Don't quote me on any of this, is from what I remember from reading the book quite some time ago. It may have changed for... It may have changed. But he would cost 9 if he goes into your gang with Nicodem as the leader. But if he's the leader, he gets a cache of 4 soulstones. So that's how that works, as far as I remember. But what we're going to do, we're going to have a bit of a revival of Malifaux.
Yeah.
And we're going to play some games, perhaps video them. If anyone's interested in seeing that, just let us know, please. But what we'll do, we'll stick these together, and then we'll be back with you once they're together.
Yep. See you soon.
See you soon. And we're back. We have stuck together the Open Graves box set. And here's the result. We have some very cool models. There we go. That's Mortimer. That's the new one. Got like a pickaxe on his back. A satchel. Completely different hat to the old one. And spade. And
completely different face as well.
Completely different face. It looks like a bigger model as well. Just have a look. Yeah, I'd say it's a bigger model. It's like a slightly larger scale or feel to it. Definitely got a bigger face. Yeah, I'd say so. Personally, that's them side by side. The base is just use green stuff on. And then I'll cover that with probably some textured paint just to make it like dirt. Made a little hole with the green stuff to make it like he was shoveling some dirt out there. If I've got some skulls, I might put it on the base, might not bother. Seems like Games Workshop-y skulls. So we've got the Vulture. There's the Vulture. The tombstones was actually just from a railway set that I found in a railway shop. I just thought I'll probably use them for Malifaux, and I did. So that is the Vulture. He's actually holding onto a skull and a piece of spinal column. That's what he's on this time. He's a lot more detailed than the original, well, a lot smaller than the original one. The original Vulture is huge compared to that one. That's the original one again, and there you go. And then we've got the Punk Zombies themselves. Yeah, here we go. That's Punk Zombie number 1. And that's Punk Zombie number 2 with the spiky mohawk. And Punk Zombie number 3 with sort of the normal mohawk and sort of staggering about the place. There's a lot of motion in these models, especially in the leader, Nicodem. I'll show you the model we've got of that. And there he is. And that's how he comes with the little guy coming out of the ground as well. But there's loads of motion in that cape, in the way he's looking down in his hands. He's just like master of the undead though. The pose captures what he is. And he's got his mechanical leg as well, because it's very steampunk Malifaux. So magic and steamy punkiness and everything else. So he's sort of a cross between, well, he's more like the second Nicodem model they did, the resculpt, which I also have somewhere, and I'll show you on the showcase at the end. But that's them. They're a bit fiddly to put together. You don't have a lot of places where the model joins each other because they're a lot smaller than Games Workshop models. Where the joins are, even though the height on them, they're probably a bigger scale, but they're not like a heroic scale, like because Games Workshop's heroic scale, a bit like how you draw in a comic book, Superman or anything like that. They're out of scale, but they're heroic. These guys are more natural scale. So the arm joints are quite small, and the bits where the swords obviously join on, quite small.
Very, very thin as well and slender.
But because they're light, they also don't have a lot of heaviness behind them. So as fiddly as they are to put on, they should stay on. There's a couple little gaps. One there on the back of Mortimer is the most obvious one, where his bottom of his coat, you can see that on the camera, is like a gap. Bit of filler will sort that out, no problem. And anywhere else where there's gaps, a little bit of liquid green stuff will actually fill them because the gaps are tiny. And that's them. So that's my first of the new reses that I've got. I will put a showcase at the end of this video, but for now, thanks for watching. If you want to see more Malifaux stuff, please let us know in the comments. We're going to do the box sets that we bought in Manchester, so I've got the Kin box set to do. I don't have the original models for that, so it'll just basically be the new models. Claire's got a couple of guild boxes because she's a guild collector.
I am, yeah. I've got Perdita and Sonia Quid.
Yeah, so you've got the originals of them and you've got the new ones.
The new ones, yeah.
So we'll do a quick showcase and the new ones with those ones, and mine I'll just do an unboxing. So stay tuned for those videos coming up. But just before we go, there's something else I wanted to show you. The reses, if you're familiar with Malifaux, will need corpse counters. And I found some really good things to represent corpse counters from Secret Weapon, which is the Corpse Fields 30mm round bases, which are basically meant to be used for bases. You could use them as bases on these guys, no problem with that. I've kept these the same as the original bases I did so they'd fit in with the other models, which are just basically graveyard ones. You can get lots of different base inserts, and you can get these bases which are like pre-made bases, so you could put your resin models on them if you wanted, but I'm going to use these corpse counters because they've got the bodies on and everything, and make very good sort of representations of corpse counters, I think. So that's what I've got them for. I just thought I'd show you them. And they're, as I said, from Secret Weapon. There you go. And I'm very impressed with the Secret Weapon bases, just like it was with the paints that they did as well. I quite liked them. I painted a lot of my original Malifaux stuff using the Secret Weapon stuff, so mixed with Games Workshop stuff as well. So if you're interested in seeing these guys when they're painted, please let me know, and if you're interested in seeing anything else Malifaux, please let us know so we know to do some more Malifaux stuff. But stay tuned for the next few videos as well. So thanks for watching, please like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you soon.